Okay, leave that for later. Okay, so everybody take out your bag, get a large bowl out, and just dump your large flour bag into a large bowl. So I'm making this from scratch. So I have, this way you know exactly how to make these whenever you make them again. I promise you're going to make them again. So 2.5 cups of the all-purpose flour. And then you want 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So a lot for this, but that gives it the rise and makes it like the muffin, okay? And then we want 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and that will just bring out all of the flavor. We'll bring out the vanilla, bring out the blueberry flavor, the lemon. Just take this and whisk it really good, okay? We're gonna take this bowl, we're just gonna leave this to the side, okay? Chris and I, we just finished doing a class over at Bethpage virtually, and we did red, white, blue M&M cookies. I believe we did that last time for you guys, for Kelly and Lori. And then before that, we were in Parkland, Pennsylvania. We did dog treats there. So it was a full day, huh, Chris?
Yes.
Right? You get to hang out with me all day. Yeah, I don't know. You're lucky, right? He's not really feeling that way. He doesn't feel it, you know. I hope somebody out there feels it. Susan, are you out there? So everybody, 1.5 sticks of room temperature butter. Okay, just like this. Take it. Just dump that right into a bowl.
She said, I'm here.
Thought you'd be out there. Okay, so let's just dump this right in here. Now take your bag with your brown sugar and your white sugar. Okay, so the white sugar is 3/4 of a cup. So this is a 1/4 cup here. So I need 3 scoops of that. And it really does matter to put the full amount of sugar. And the brown sugar, when you do that, make sure you pack it to this just like that. Should come out just like a little sandcastle, as I like to describe it. So what we're going to do is turn on our electric beater. We're going to let that go for about 2 minutes until it's really nice and creamy. And then we're going to add some lemon zest, juice, vanilla, and egg. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this on, and we'll see. Maybe we'll talk, or maybe we won't. I don't know. Sometimes you can hear, sometimes you can't. So let me just start this. Okay. Oh, and we are going to add some milk to it too. That's where you want to make sure it's the whole milk. The whole milk and nothing but the milk. Now, if you don't like blueberries, just change it. Strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, they will be perfect, okay? They really will. So I want to beat this for 2 minutes. Tomorrow night on Facebook, we will be doing a class at the Sayville Public Library. So that's at 6:30. We're doing a balsamic and soy chicken breast. The first time doing that class. And we will be doing a pineapple avocado salsa with it. It is really good, really tasty. You can get the recipes from them now. So this is coming together really good. So I know I could just let that stop. I'm going to let this stuff right in the beaters right here. Okay, take 1 egg. Always try to take your ingredients out, any dairy, to room temperature first, unless the recipe states differently. Okay, so drop 1 egg in there. We want 1/2 teaspoon of the pure, 1.5 teaspoons of the pure vanilla extract. So this is 1/2, so I need 3 of them. Okay, and then we're gonna also add in the milk. Okay, 1/4 cup of the whole milk. The lemon, I want to zest 1 lemon. So I really want about 2 teaspoons of it. So it might, this is a pretty large lemon, so I am going to use a little bit less. If you like your lemon, go for it and put it all in. It will be fine. Just get this zest off here. We did a summer food festival last night. So if you want to check out my Facebook page, Simply Creative Chef Rob, you will be able to see what we did last night. We did stuffed tomatoes with mozzarella, garlic, and herbs. We did some with gorgonzola. We then made a banana cream pie milkshake. And what was the other thing, Chris, we did at the end? Strawberry gelato. Gelato, yes. I wish we could do that in the library because I would love for everybody just to taste it and have some of that. But you have to make it so in advance, and then you got to travel with it. It's just, you'd have to do it in January, and nobody wants gelato in January. Well, some of you might, but
just buy an ice cream truck.
Yeah, huh? Okay, that's good enough. So I'm leaving some right on here. I like my lemon, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so for the lemon juice, I want 2 tablespoons. So I'm basically going to use the full lemon. Put that right in there. And this recipe is very important that you refrigerate the dough for a while. Okay. You want to actually refrigerate it for at least 30 to 45 minutes. So, Laura, you may have to keep the library open. We may go into overtime tonight. No, I'm only kidding. Everybody will be able to do this after we leave. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this on low, okay? And even with the whole milk in there, it's fine. You just want to get it nice and combined.
Or you said LOL, awesome.
Okay, we are going to start adding in the wet ingredients into the dry. Just want to kind of fold them in there. It really has the texture of a muffin, but shaped just like a cookie. I'm just going to kind of fold this in really good. And then we're going to add in 2 cups of either frozen or fresh blueberries. If you are using frozen, which you shouldn't this time of the year because the blueberries are so beautiful right now. You can get local ones now. July is big for local blueberries. Make sure that they stay frozen if you are using frozen, okay? Otherwise, you have purple batter. Make sure you wash them really, really well too, okay? Now, next month at the Islip Public Library, we will be doing Farmers Market peach streusel muffins. They are really good. You will probably make about 8 large muffins. Okay, so if you want to make minis, you make minis. You want to make medium, you make medium. But make sure you pick up the kit at the Islip Public Library. I believe it is just for the Islip patrons first, and then it's possible it opens up to the public, but that's up to Lori. Okay.
Susan said went to a farm stand on the North Fork past weekend. They wanted $12.99 for a quart of blueberries.
Oh my God. Really? $12.99. Oh my God. Wow. You know, I remember as a kid going blueberry picking, and think about how long it takes to pick a quart or pint of blueberries, right? It's not like strawberries or peaches and you put them in a bucket, or apples. Wow, that's incredible.
She said bought them at Lidl instead.
And what were they, $1.98? Wow. Okay, so you want to get all this flour from the bottom. Okay, everybody? Don't overmix it, but you're not overmixing it if you still see flour. Okay,
She said $2.89 for a family pack.
For a family pack. Susan, you didn't buy me any strawberries from the local farm stand? Okay, so we're gonna take 2 cups of the blueberries and fold them in. Okay, I washed these earlier. So 2 full cups. And that's what'll really stretch it to and make these really big and make so many of them. These will store good 2 days at room temperature or in the refrigerator for up to a week. Okay.
She said my corgis have blueberries with breakfast every morning.
Local blueberries. Okay. Put these blueberries right in here just like that. Okay. And now just kind of gently fold this in here. Okay. You just want it to be a nice thick batter. One that has a little stem on it. It got away from me, Chris. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold this in here. If anybody wants to see more classes on Thursday at the Pound Ridge Public Library, you can go to their library on Zoom and you can make swirled blueberry crumb cake ice cream with us or just watch. And then Thursday night, we're doing the Emma Clark Public Library. We're doing a balsamic chicken breast and rosemary and a tomato blue cheese relish and a strawberry festival bread. I know you guys at the Islip Library made the strawberry festival bread. How did it come out, everybody? I know there's got to be somebody out there that made it. Okay, this is just about folded in. So you can just see that there is a lot of batter here. Okay.
Lori said awesome.
Oh, that's great. Good. Great.
And Wolf said it was delicious.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Wolf. Okay, so you want to stop here. So now, like I said, this takes about 30, 45 minutes to be refrigerated, and you want to seal it so the air doesn't get to it. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking any extra batter off of here. Okay. Now, we won't be with you when we are making these, so I want to go over some things. Because I know a lot of people are going to be watching this later. Supposedly, there's a big event in town in Islip. So, okay. So either on the silicone baking mat, which really protects them, or a piece of parchment paper just like that. Okay, either one. You would take a good heaping spoonful. Okay, I'm not, even though I put it on here right now to kind of show you, I am not going to leave it like this because I do want to refrigerate this. Okay, otherwise they just go like that. Okay, I want them to have a nice little top to them. Okay, so about 1.5 tablespoons worth would go on here, and you want to give it about 3 inches in between. Okay, very, very important. And you will definitely need the 2 trays for this. So it is loaded with blueberries as well. This will bake in a 350 oven for about 15 to 16 minutes. Now, the one thing with these cookies is when you have 2 trays, just halfway through, about 7-8 minutes, just flip the trays around so the tops and the bottoms all come out nice and even, okay? So I am actually gonna take this dough, put it back in here, wrap it up. Now, if anybody out there is making this with me now and you say, oh darn, I wanted to have this right now, I'm gonna show you a little trick so you can bake them a little quicker, okay? What you would do, so because you want this dough to be pretty solid, just pat it out, okay? Make it as thin as you can, because the thinner it is, the quicker the cold temperatures will get through to it, okay? So just kind of spread it out really good. All right, look at all those blueberries in there. Okay, now you would want to take some wrap, either saran wrap or this press and seal, and just cover it really good. If you are going to make this pretty soon, you could actually take this and put it into the freezer for a little bit. Just get the dough cold, but don't freeze the dough. Okay, so don't forget it and fall asleep. Now, if anybody likes a blueberry muffin with like a little bit of crunch on it, what I would suggest is take a little bit, if you have any turbinado sugar, that's the raw sugar, and just put a little sprinkling on top, and it just gives it that little crunch. Okay, so I am just going to put this away, and then we're going to make the lemon glaze. Okay. Anybody, any questions out there? Gotta be a question. Laura, you got a question for me? Come on.
Would you
I'm gonna-
use a cookie scoop?
I don't with this dough. The reason is it's pretty sticky. So I just find taking that spoon and just kind of gently going in there. As I go in there to get it and it's colder, it is going to help and be less sticky. Okay. If you got the cookie scoop, you could try it once it's very cold, but I think you're better off with just a regular spoon. Okay. Okay, let's make the glaze for this. So for the glaze, you want 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. So you would take your last bag that you have. This is a 1/2 cup here. So I'm going to put a 1/2 and then about 1/4 right in here. And then on the recipe, it says 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and it says 1/2 tablespoon of milk. Okay. So I am going to put in about the 1/2 tablespoon of milk right away. Put that right in there because you do need that creaminess. And now for the lemon. How did I wash this with a sticker on it? That got away from me, Chris. That should not happen.
No.
Okay, so these are pretty large lemons. So what I'm doing is cutting off like 1/4 of the lemon. And I'm just going to squeeze a little bit, okay, of this in here. And then I'm just going to whisk this for just a little bit because I want it to have a nice thick consistency. And then you want to just drizzle it right on top of the cookies as they finish. So if you could see, it's still too thick. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze a little bit more lemon in here. If you put too much in there, then you got to get more powdered sugar and put it in there. So you want to go kind of careful. You want it to be a nice thick glaze, almost like if you go get a glazed donut, that's the way it should look. Hit everything out from the whisk. And let these cool for about 5 minutes on a baking sheet and then cool them like on a wire rack before you do glaze it. Okay. You see how this is? And it just kind of pours really good. That's exactly the way you want it to be. Okay. And it's nice and lemony. So I want to get everything off of this whisk because I am going to need it for all those cookies later. Now I'm just going to move over here. Now I had some of these cookies that I did make, I don't know, I guess 2 weeks ago. And I'm just going to kind of hold one up to see, so show you. So you could see cookie, but it's also almost like a little mini muffin top. Okay. And that's your muffin batter like. Yes, Chris.
Let's see. Lori said that Emily Stores watching on Facebook says hello.
Hello, Emily Stores. How are you? Emily, I was at your library today virtually, but it was for the children. Just so you know. All right, everybody, what you're going to do once these are cooled, this is when you just take it and just kind of go just like this, okay? And you put as much or as little as you want. I like to kind of hit every one first because you don't want to run out of the glaze. This one was one of my most popular kit classes that where, when I say kit, it's like where we dropped off many kits at many libraries. I have an in-person next week at Mattatuck for children. And we're doing, if you give a dog a decorated donut. Well, you know the book where if you give a dog a donut, we do it where it's called if you give a dog a decorated donut. So they get the decorated donut. So here, just hit every one, and the platter really comes out looking really, really good. And the lemon in this glaze is really good. Is anybody making these tonight? If you are, just send me a message. I just want to hear if you are making them tonight. I heard somebody say it was too warm out to turn on that oven, you know. I know we had some very humid days. So if you can see what they look like, okay. And this isn't the full batch. I just took some out of the freezer. So you are going to get, like I said, close to 30 with this. Yes.
Lori said both Kelly and I think these look so good.
That's great. Thank you. Make these. And everybody, if you like these and you like the way this, you know, you feel like the blueberry, the lemon and all that, on Friday night, I'm doing a class at the Quag library, and you can get their Zoom from that library. And I am doing a dinner and a dessert. We are doing an Asian orzo chicken salad, and this is at 7 o'clock. And then we're also doing lemon blueberry glazed scones. It's a total different recipe, but they're so good, I promise you. And it has the same type of glaze though, okay, but different consistency. Okay, when you make the glaze, you can always use either half and half, you can use heavy cream or whole milk. That would be fine. But when you make the cookies, make sure you use whole milk. It's really important to use the full amount of the regular ingredients. Just go buy one of those small little ones at a little deli or something like that, or the supermarket. They got the little ones. They're going to charge you a lot, but your baked goods are going to come out really good.
Wolf X, do you have these recipes available?
Lori should have them at the library. Okay, she does deliver after hours, I heard, you know, so she'll drive them right over to your house. Sorry, Lori. Yeah, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. So yes, you should be able to.
If you were going to freeze these cookies, would you freeze them with the glaze on?
You could do it either way. They do freeze really well with the glaze, but let's say you're going to make these cookies, but you say, I'm having somebody over next week. I want to make it fresh, all that. Leave that little powdered sugar in the bag and then make the glaze that day and just put it right on top and it'd be great. Okay.
Lori said, haha, I'll post them.
And for everybody, if you didn't make this today and you say, I'm just watching and I'll make it tomorrow, or if you want to make this 3 weeks from now, the ingredients in that bag will stay good. Just don't keep the biggest thing is the brown sugar, because if you keep it by like a warm area, okay, which is the world right now, okay, unless you're in your house with AC, the brown sugar could start to get a little crystally and it's hard to work with that. That's the only thing. Otherwise, these are packed to last months and months and months, okay? So does anybody have any questions? And I can give you next week our summer camp. We on my Facebook page, Simply Creative Chef Rob, we are doing a peach crumb cake, and we're going to do that with a key lime pie drink, and we're also doing some sort of dessert. When we did that last night, I always do something on the camp, like a little extra at the end, and I said, all right, just tell me sweet or savory, and sweet went out by a big margin.
Susan said, can't wait to make the peach crumb cake.
Good. Are you going to make it that night, Susan, or are you going to watch and then make it? You're probably already done making it already. You probably got the recipe already. You have it done already. You're having a party in a few minutes. So any questions, or if anybody wants to unmute and ask questions or talk of that, please feel free.
She said, depends on if my husband comes home from Chicago by then.
Oh, okay. All right. Get the peaches ahead of time, let them ripen. If they're really hard, put them in that brown paper bag with an apple, tomato, or a banana, and they will start to soften up. Okay, on you. Okay, they'll be really, really good. Okay. Lori, anybody out there? Any questions before we say goodnight? I hope everybody makes these and likes these. And thank you to the Islip Public Library for always having me. We always do a lot with the adult department. It's thanks to Lori. And no, always record.